I disagree, Tom, that the TV star candidates are going to disappear. And here's why I say that is that presumes that they would give way to, I guess, issues. And as far as I can tell, listening to people who love the two Carson and Trump, they don't care about issues. And when we see the polls shifting, they're only shifting between Carson and Trump. In other words, the others, the Rubios and the lower tier, are not getting any benefit of that. It's kind of like how the economic growth always goes to the top 1/10 of 1%. Well, all the popularity growth is only shifting between Trump and Carson.
Yeah.
And the other thing I was going to point out is that we are now approaching the holiday season, in which time no one cares. So there will be very little movement in these polls. So those who really need to catch up, like Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio, they won't be able to get any traction, and the others only need to defend. Trump and Carson only need to defend their leads. And then after the first of the year, we're into it. That's it. It's race time.
Yeah. Well, it may well be, and my prediction is that by March or April, Trump, Carson, and Fiorina are going to be out. But I may well be wrong, Paul. You do make a really good point that to knock these guys down, you've got to do it in a way that, well, or rather that right now the polling is not showing people agreeing with somebody on the issues. It's the polling
and what
showing personality.
Said, we're not asking questions. This panel's not asking questions about the issues, but then he never addressed any issues.
Right, of course. Well, that's because he built a straw man and then he knocked it down. This is classic conservative debating technique. It's it happens on this program regularly when conservatives come on.
Contrast that between the first Democratic debate and I presume the next one, where we're going to hear nothing but issues. We're not going to see Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton and Martin O'Malley attacking one another. They're going to be talking issues and trying to get a strong foothold that way. By the way, I thought the Bolshevik remark applied to Bernie Sanders. I did not.
Yeah, that was my, I assumed that Mensheviches were something that I just didn't know about, and that, like the Trotskyites and whatnot. I mean, I'm not a great student of the Russian Revolution. And that, I knew who the Bolsheviks were.
The reason I thought it applied to Bernie in a anti-Semitic way as well is that Hitler called the Soviet Union the Judeo-Bolshevist Empire.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He hated him. He hated Stalin. He called it the Judeo-Bolshevist Empire. That's why I thought that was the smear I thought.
Shano just looked this up, and he says the Mensheviks were actually a subset, a faction of the Russian socialist movement of the Bolsheviks.
Okay.
So maybe it wasn't.
Them both,
maybe it wasn't naked anti-Semitism. It was just a couple of obscure, extreme left-wing factions. Although that really, I'd say the extreme right-wing, because what they developed was basically a dictatorship of sorts. That's right wing. I don't know why they ever called Mao Zedong left wing. I mean, that's the whole thing. Anyhow, Paul, I got to move along. But thanks for the call. It's good to hear from you.